I'm really pleasantly surprised by just how much I enjoyed Wanted Man. Why did I watch a film I didn't think I'd care for? Well, there are two reasons. One, I love Kelsey Grammer. I will watch everything that he is in. I'm currently on a mission to do that. And two, I'm trying to watch at least one 2024 release every single week, especially now we're halfway through the year. There are a lot more to choose from. And when I realised that Wanted Man was only 99 pence to rent on Amazon Prime, at the time of recording at least, I don't know how long that deal will last, I decided now is the perfect time to watch this. And I can say two things. One, I did enjoy Kelsey Grammer in this. He wasn't in it as much as I'd have hoped, but that doesn't matter because two, I found this to be really great. I'm not a huge fan of action thrillers in general, but actually this could be the start of a new journey for me. That's not to say I'm now going to go and binge watch a bunch of action thrillers, but it has shown me that actually I can enjoy these genres and actually find it to be a really great experience. So I'm not going to go into any spoiler details. There'll be no spoilers in this whatsoever. But towards the end, I might give a spoiler warning and discuss my thoughts on the ending of the film, but I'm not going to actually explain what happens either way. This is directed by Dolph Lundgren, written by Lundgren, Hank Hughes, and Michael Worth, and I apologise if I've mispronounced any of those. And it stars Lundgren as Travis. We also have Christina Villa as Rosa, and we have Kelsey Grammer as Brynner. And I wasn't sure I'd like Travis to begin with. He is a police officer who has become a meme because of some rather racist remarks towards some Mexican individuals, and he just came across as really abrasive and really unlikable. But actually, I'd say within about 20 minutes of the film, I really warmed to him and I really liked him. And I liked him throughout the film. That never changed, thankfully. And he has to go and collect witnesses from the crime that we see at the very beginning of the film. Several DEA agents are shot dead. There are key witnesses. And Travis has to go and collect them. And immediately, as soon as that happens, things go wrong. And I really don't want to say too much more about that. There is a little bit more information on IMDb than what I've explained. And it's not necessarily a spoiler, but I wouldn't have guessed what IMDb says. So I'm not going to go into any more detail than that. But if you do want a little bit more, there is some online. And it's basically all about trust. Who can Travis actually trust? Because we see people we think that we can trust, and then things just go wrong and they snowball, and I found it to be a very well-written narrative. The pacing is brilliant. Yes, there's a lot of violence and bloodshed, but it's not overabundant. This is one of the things that puts me off action thrillers, and I am generalising, but a lot of them will just be an hour and a half of constant gun shooting and noise, and there's no real substance to the narrative. Again, I am generalising, there will be exceptions, but with this one, I think they got the balance spot on. There was enough action and drama to keep things interesting, but not so much that I felt like they were compensating for a lack of narrative. That's absolutely not the case. In fact, I found the narrative to be really fascinating and very, very well done. The characters are really likeable. It took me, as I said, maybe 20 minutes. For reference, the film is about an hour and 20, an hour and 25. To decide that I liked Travis, I was happy to follow his journey and see where things ended up. Didn't take me long to like Rosa either, so that was pretty good. And the characters, the performances, all really brilliant. And I found it to be, for me, a breath of fresh air. As I said, I tend to not like action thrillers because they are usually style over substance. And maybe that's just the types that I've been watching. If you can recommend any that are definitely with a stronger narrative and more fleshed out characters, I'd love to hear those recommendations. But this was far better than I expected based on my personal tastes. And I'm really glad that I had, well, technically two reasons to watch it. But that being said, if Kelsey Grammer weren't in it, I doubt I'd ever have given this the time of day. And as I said, he's not in it a tremendous amount. It is mostly focusing on Travis, and I still really thoroughly enjoyed it. So Kelsey Grammer's involvement doesn't really affect my opinion at all, but obviously I did love his scenes, and I'm really pleased. And I'm thankful that I am the kind of person, like many film fans are, to give a film a go, even if I don't know if I'll enjoy it. Often, I should have stuck with my instincts and I don't end up enjoying them, but sometimes with films like this, I can actually be very, very pleasantly surprised. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. Does everybody love it? No. It's got 4.8 out of 10 on IMDb, and that's across 2,000 reviews and ratings. I'm not 100% sure when this was released. According to IMDb, it was released in January in some places, including the States. It was released in the UK in April, actually, so not that long ago. So it's been out for a decent amount of time. It's had enough time for people to take an interest in it. I imagine a lot of those reviews will be from people who are action thriller fans, and they'll have much different expectations to me. But nevertheless, I am going to recommend it. Wanted Man was a very fascinating narrative with some really great characters. It proved to me that I can enjoy an action thriller. And while I'm not going to jump headfirst into more of them, I think I'm going to be more open to watching some in the future. And I know I said I might discuss the ending without actually saying what happens, so I guess I'll do that now. I'll give an opinion on the ending, but I won't actually say what happens. But of course, if you don't know, or don't want to know what I think of the ending, then please feel free to stop listening to me now. I didn't see it coming. And I don't know, maybe other people think it's really obvious. Maybe if I watch this kind of film, I do watch thrillers a lot, I should point that out. But anything where there's an overabundance of shooting and that kind of activity, it doesn't work well for me. But for me, even though I do love mysteries, I didn't see this coming. And I found that to be really great. So I think I was happy with it as well. Often a film can have an ending that I didn't see coming, and I also don't like the ending. But with this one, actually, I think it was a satisfying ending because it made sense and I didn't see it coming, and I rather enjoyed that part of it. And those final few scenes I thought were very well done as well. So, Wanted Man, definitely not a bad film from my perspective. I'd love to know what you think of it if you watch it. Really glad I gave it a chance. Very happy to recommend it.